Hi, good morning, namaste, hola, how are you? On today's vid, we're going to learn how to take a pork shoulder, bone in, and turn it into delicious, yummy pulled pork right in time for the football game or any occasion that you choose. So, I'm going to go through all the steps. It's simple, easy, takes a long time though, and hopefully you enjoy it. So without further ado, let's roll that intro. Hi, hola, Lost Canuck here, and as I just said before the intro, we're going to make ourselves a pork butt. We're going to smoke it up to make some pulled pork in the morning. So it's the night before, and I'm going to get it all prepped up and trim it if I have to, probably score the fat cap. So I was at the butcher shop earlier and I got a nice little about 8 pounds of pork here. Okay, so what we have here is the fat cap, and I'll smoke it with fat cap up. Now you want to take off, kind of like a brisket, you want to take off any big hard parts, and this is a bone-in pork butt. So let's get started. There's a big glob of fat there. I'm going to just trim a little bit off. It's a little better. It's a nice fat cap, and then what we're going to do is score it. Minimal trim. Looks really good. Okay. All right, so we're done the trim. What you have to do on a pork butt is you want to score the fat so it's in a diamond pattern. So we'll do some, and you don't want to cut into the meat too deep, but far enough through the fat cap that you get some of your rub in there with the binder. Careful not to cut your fingers off. It's important to have fingers. So we'll just turn it the other way. Some people don't do this. It's all personal preference. And I'll be using my RFX probes on this tomorrow. Alright, so it's scored up, but I like to use mustard binder on my pork. And we'll just put a nice thin. Now remember, when you smoke this, even if you hate mustard, you're not gonna taste this. This is just for the rub to stick to your pork. Okay. Fat cap and all over. Okay, so I'm gonna use 2 different kinds of rub. We're going to use some Meat Church, and I'm going to put a base coat of Meat Church Honey Hog. This is pretty good. It's sweet. It's got a little bit of salt in there. It's a nice rub, and then we're going to finish it with some Gospel rub. Okay. So again, this is a big piece of meat, so don't be afraid of using a little bit of rub on here. What we'll do is pat it in after we apply it so that it sticks. Let's turn it over and get the other side. Some guys brine these in Dr. Pepper overnight. Rub, I'll dry brine it in the fridge overnight, and tomorrow morning, you can see the bone here at the end. Tomorrow morning I'll throw it on bright and early. Now we're going to make pulled pork for the big football game tomorrow. I'm going to use this It's again Meat Church. It's what my local Ace Hardware carries a lot of, and I like the rubs. They're pretty good. Put this gospel on as finishing. People call them butts. It's really a pork shoulder, bone in, into the grooves. Okay, so we've got it all seasoned up, and throw our scrap away. It's not really enough there to do anything with. What we're going to do is flip the sides up, put the cover on, dry brine it. I'm going to get up nice and early tomorrow at 6 a.m. Get this out on the pit. Looks great. I'll get my probes in. We'll smoke it at 225 for probably, it's an 8-pounder. So probably about 10 hours or so. And then I'm going to bring it up to, then I'll wrap it after it hits 165 or so internal, 170 in there. Depends on how I like the bark. And then we'll wrap it, and it usually takes about a couple hours after that to cook, and then you got to rest it for a couple hours. So it's an all-day event. The game starts at about 7:30, so if I get it on at 6, we should be good for the game to pull it and to have some excellent food. So I'll see you out at the pit in the morning. My videographer will be sleeping, so it's going to be just me and you. See you down there. How's Canuck? All right, well, it's 6 a.m. and actually it's what is it now? 20 after 6, and I'm going to throw the pork butt on. It is about 2 below outside, or about minus 22 Celsius. Anyways, it's really cold, windy. I'm going to try the Lone Star out and see how much it likes cold. I'm going to fire it up right now. I just pulled it out of the nice warm garage, and you can see that. It's asking me to press the knob. I got it set up at 225, so let's see what happens. Good morning, Lost Canuck here. It's about 7 a.m. Sunday morning. Got a bit of a late start. I've been trying to get my grill started. It gets confused because it's so cold outside. It's well 1 below. And when I brought it out first, it was in my warm garage, so it thought it was 70, and then it comes out here, and you know the air temperature is 1 below, so the temperature is going down while it's trying to ignite. So now I've sort of got the pit equilibrated. It's bouncing around 17, but my channel 1 probe is 1 below. I'm going to try and ignite it. We're going to see what happens here. Fire it up so I can get this pork on. Okay, starting, stacks open. Got my RFX probes for the meat. Hopefully my meat hasn't froze while it was sitting out here. And we'll see in a few minutes if this thing gets going. Alright, well the sun's coming up a little more. Lost Canuck here. Finally got the pit all lit. Secret to that on my Lone Star is you got to bring it outside, let it equilibrate a bit down to the temperature with the lid open, then start it up, because then the ignition sequence won't be all confused about why the temperature's not rising fast enough. But as you can see, plenty of smoke coming out. Got her set at 225. I'm going to throw the meat on. I've lost an hour, so I might have to bring the temperature up a little more later. But right now we got it set at 225. Got plenty of pellets in the hopper. Got my RFX, got my channel 2 probe here ready to insert. My tell true's pretty close to what it is. Yep. So we're gonna open this up, freak it out a little bit, and put the pork butt on. So there's my pork butt that I had dry brining, and I've got a pan underneath to catch the juice. Alright, so we're gonna take 1 glove off so I can get my probes in. Where's the bones over here on the side, so you got to be careful to hit the bone. So we're going to put this one in. Let's see, I've already hit the bone. Got that one right in the middle. Another one in down here. Trying to miss the bone. Go through the fat cap. There we go. Alright, and then we're going to fish through the little probe port. And here we'll come in this way. Use the needle probe here. Okay, let's get this thing closed up so it doesn't freak out anymore. You can see my pit temp dropped already down to 180. So it's set at 225. I'll come out here and spritz it a little bit every hour or so for the first couple hours to get a lot of smoke on it. And then we're just going to let it roll right up to 165, wrap it, and then pull at about between 200 and 205, depends on how I like the bark. So, all right, we'll see you then. Lost Canuck out. We're back out at the pit. It's been an hour. She's still smoking away at 225. This thing makes nice blue smoke all the time. Yeah, 225. Got my probes in there. Let me give her a little spritz. Starting to look pretty good. A lot of smoke in there. See it or not, but I'll give her a... Okay, that's why I got the catch pan in there. Whoops. Catch a lot of those juices, but the color is starting to look good. Every time I lift that lid, it's really cold. So I'm going to just keep spritzing it every hour, but internal says it's gone up to 50 from, 38, so that's pretty good. I'll talk to you in a minute. Alright, Lost Canuck here, and we're about 9 hours into the cook. And I'm going to try and get her through the stall here. Let's take a look at the butt and see if it needs a little... Oh, look at that. This is looking good. Look at the bark on that thing. It's really nice. Okay, I'm gonna give her one last spritz here, just because. There's a spritz, and it's sitting at about 150. It's been that way for a while, so I'm gonna turn it up from here. I'm gonna bring it up to 250. Oops. Just because they're getting closer and closer to game time, and I got hungry people going to be waiting here soon. So that was the last spritz. The bark looks awesome, color looks great. I got to put some more pellets in the hopper here because it's super cold outside. I guess being cold's dependent on where you live. For the people that live around here, it's probably pretty cold. For me from northern Canada, this isn't so bad. Hi, Lost Canuck here. Well, we've been smoking this thing for, well, I don't know, it doesn't say on there, but a little over 10 hours. I had it on at 7:30, 7. So yeah, about almost 11 hours actually. So look, the internal on this thing has reached 160. I'm really happy with the bark on this thing. The bark is golden brown. Not charred, not too light, not too dark. It's beautiful. This thing's been smoking like crazy all day. I bumped it up to 275 to hurry it along for the game, or from earlier. I had it at 250 earlier. So I'm gonna pull the tray, pull the butt out, put it in the tray, bring it in, wrap it with some goodies that I'm gonna show you in a second. Throw it back on and have it ready to pull for the game. Here we go. I don't know if you can see that from your angle. My videographer is off for a while. It smells great. It's too bad you guys don't have smell-o-vision. I'm going to bring it inside, wrap it, and we'll be done here in a minute. See you inside. Lost Canuck, we're in the house. I'm going to wrap this thing up, and so we can get it through the stall and up to about 205. Okay, so it's in the foil pan. I've got the pork butt on. Now I'm going to put some. I'm going to cover it with a little of this Lily's Carolina sugar barbecue sauce. Now it's sugar free because I'm diabetic, but special shout out to all my friends down in North Carolina. Used to live down there for about a year. Matt Giroux, you know what I'm talking about. So, hey, here goes a little Carolina sugar. I like the Carolina vinegar-based sauce. I'm an East Carolina barbecue sauce kind of guy. And then I'm going to put a little apple cider vinegar in the bottom of the tray. A little water in. Use one of my good Guinness glasses. Probably a cup's fine. Just want to keep her moist in the cook. And finally, we're going to put some clarified butter on top. Now, I've said this in a lot of my other videos. This is ghee. It's from Costco. It's clarified butter. Put a few dollops of that on there. I can get it off. Yeah, I can, but probably put about 4 of them on here. All right, let's quickly wrap this up because I don't want to lose too much heat out of it. And we'll throw her back on. And I have my wireless probes in here still. Although my one RFX probe, I'm going to have to get a hold of RFX because it won't go past about 10 hours without dying. And the other ones last fine. And I have them set up pretty much the same. Okay, I'm going to foil the heck out of this. You may be saying, "Hey, Lost Canuck, that's a lot of foil. What do you got? What are you doing? You're crazy." I might be crazy, but just want to make sure this is sealed. It's kind of like a steam tent in here for the meat. When we get dressed back up, we'll throw this out on the grill, and then we'll be. It's set at 300. It should be up to 300 now. We're going to put it on the pellet grill, warm it back up, get the internal temperature to 200, 205. Then we're going to pull it, put it in the holder for you want to let it rest for a while, and then we're going to shred her up. See you out there. All right, Lost Canuck here. We're back at the grill. We got the pork butt wrapped with the ghee and the sauce and the apple cider vinegar. It's in the tray. I just put it in here, set it up to 300 degrees, so it's gonna get warm. I'd say it's gonna cook off in about an hour and a half. The internal temperature, 160. So it's gonna cruise up a little bit, and then I can show you here in a second. There it is right there. Got her sitting in the smoke, although it's not going to take any more smoke because it's wrapped up. But like I say, I'll see you in about an hour and a half after the internal hits between 200 and 205. I'm going to pull it off, put it in my warmer for rest, and then we'll pull it. Like shred it, okay? All right, Lost Canuck, we'll talk to you in a bit. Hi, Lost Canuck here. Well, I'm back down at the pit. The internal temperatures have been reached. The lowest probe I got says it's about 202. Highest one's about 210, so it's in there somewhere. Oops, I'm getting grease all over my grill. Don't want to do that. So I'm going to pull this off, let it rest for about an hour. Should be about half time. I'm going to go put it in my hot box in the garage. So, and I've turned my grill down to 160 to let the pellets burn off before I put it into cool down mode. So it's really hot right now. So let's open this up. Pull the probe out. I'm going to bring my RFX gateway inside too. Alright, there we go. Let's go inside. Okay, just got to put this on the shelf. Oops, ripping the foil off. Alright, so we've got it set at 150. You don't want to go any lower than that. I'm going to leave it in here minimum an hour, maybe an hour and a half, whenever half time is. And we'll get it out and we'll bring it up into the barbecue lab upstairs, pull it, people can add their sauces, and we'll enjoy the rest of the game. See you upstairs. All right, well, we're upstairs in the barbecue lab, Lost Canuck here, and I'm going to see what we have in the foil. All right, well, the fat cap looks like it broke apart nicely. Ooh, it's very, very tender. We're going to use a lot of this juice here to marinate our pulled pork in. Okay. It's just falling apart in my hands. Let me get the probes out. I've got pulling claws, but it's so soft I probably won't need them. Oh, I should take the bone out. I forgot. Oh, the bone came out pretty clean. That's how you know your pulled pork is done. There's no meat sticking to that bone whatsoever. Pull it with our hands a little bit. Easily pulling. There's no need for the claws. There's a couple of tubes. So anyway, so I pulled it. It was about 2:03 when I pulled it off the grill, and it continued up to about 2:06. So it got a little hotter than I wanted. Okay, so that's hot. I can feel it through the gloves. Didn't need my claws. I'm just gonna have a little taste test. Ooh, boy, that's hot. Don't want to burn my mouth up bad. That's some good pork right there. That's money. The bark's nice. Super nice. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of seasoning in there. A little bit of that honey hog. So hang on a second. Okay, I usually add a little of the rub that I used in just to give her a little taste. Mix it in. You can really taste the apple cider vinegar. And I'll bring this downstairs for sandwiches. And then one last thing is I'm going to get a little bit of this juice here. And pour a little bit, not that it's not moist or anything, but I like the flavor, so I'm going to get a cup. Alright, I like to just add a little of the old juice on top. That's pulled pork. That was about 14 hours pin to pin. So, if you like pulled pork, great, easy way to do it. Very forgiving piece of meat. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me on the video. Leave me a comment if you liked it. Give me a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. Everything that I've used in the video, there's a link below the video down in the description. A lot of them are affiliate links, some of them aren't, but it helps out the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. So check that out if you like my gloves or my claws or any of the seasonings, any of the equipment I used. And again, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe as well. That also helps me out quite a bit. Lost Canuck here. Maybe check out a couple of these videos over here. And I'll see you on the next vid. I think I'm going to be doing some chili pretty soon. It is the season, so take care.